Chuck Norris right there.
Wow. That's what I've been told.
It's 115 degrees out. There's 2,000 people outside waiting to see Chuck. Amazing.
Of devastation over there. I'm curious, how do you feel about Ron Paul's non-intervention policy in the Middle East?
Well, you know, I hate to get political here, but, you know, the thing is that our troops, once our leaders say, go fight, well, they're going to go fight. They're committed. And that's what I found with these men and women over there. They were committed because they were told to do this. Not because they wanted to, or, you know, it's because they were committed to our country, for the safety of our country. And you know, that's what, you know, I go back to thinking about Vietnam. You know, my brother Aaron was in the Army at that time, and we had another brother, Whelan, who was in the Army at that time. And Aaron got sent to Korea, and Whelan got sent to Vietnam. And Whelan lost his life over there. But what really bothered me is when they came back home, they were treated horribly. And it really bothered me. And I used to say so because I didn't have the platform I do now back then, but it really irritated me that these troops were not treated with respect, because they went over because the government asked them to go. Not because they said, well, I'm just going to go over and fight. No, they went over because that was the commitment they made in the military. And so I was very concerned about that, and I'm hoping that we wouldn't have the same thing happen with our troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. And thank God that they're coming back with their heads held high. And in fact, I may be going to Afghanistan this year. I've done, you know, General Amos, who is the Commandant of the Marines, has called and asked me if I would make a trip with him over there. So I may do that sometime this year. But yes, sir. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. Where? Okay, yeah. Okay, right up there.
Yeah. Are there plans for distribution of this film, or is that?
Oh, yeah. If you want to find out about answering the call, just go to my website, chucknorris.com. And I'll give you all the information regarding this here. And that's what we're going to plan on doing this year also, is showing this film, of course, free at the military bases for the troops there. You know, because I shook hands with 40,000. So the thing is that I'm sure, you know, what we show them around the bases, a lot of the people who were there when I was there, you know, will be on the screen. So we're hoping that we will be able to reach a lot of them. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, the thing is, you know, I love going over there and meeting there. As far as my life goes, my life is on the ranch with my family. I just did Expendables 2, if you've heard of that movie with Sylvester Stallone. And anyway, the producer calls me up, says, Chuck, I'd like for you to star in this movie with Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis and Jet Li and blah, 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 blah. Yes, ma'am. Oh. No, I'll choke you unconscious, though. Yes, please. Ollie, you know, I love the missing in actions. I love the Delta Force. Sidekicks I really enjoy doing. Yes, sir.
Chuck Norris, you spoke with Alex Jones several years ago, and there was a lot of really interesting things you guys covered in that conversation. I want to know if Chuck Norris in the future is going to get tough on the New World Order, if we're going to start calling out the criminality, the people that are actually staging these wars to support our troops, to make sure America remains strong, because we have major issues coming in the future with China militarily. So I hope, Chuck, in the next year in 2012, you're going to become more vocal than you ever have before and start exposing the liars and the cheats that have stolen this country.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, what I do is I write articles every week for WorldNet Daily and Creator Syndicate. And I really bring up all these issues in my articles and as I'm writing these articles, my hair is standing on end because I get so frustrated with the way things are going in our country today. And that we cannot be quiet, you know. And everyone says, why don't you run for politics? You know, why don't you run for president? I've been getting this all the time. I said, let me give you a scenario here. Let's say I run for president, and Barack Obama and I start debating each other. And he attacks my character. And I leap over and I chuck him unconscious. Is that going to really be good for me? And of course everyone says, yeah, I would, but I said, no. Okay, another question? Yes?
What is the weirdest thing you were asked to sign in Iraq?
Oh, golly, I signed a torpedo. And so, you know, they had a torpedo that they were getting ready to shoot from a tank, and they asked me to sign it before they shot it. So that was kind of strange. And yes?
Yeah, and kind of going on what he was talking about a little bit, you talk about the Constitution and about, you know, the troops going over there basically to defend our freedoms. And right now, I know that there are a couple of bills out there that are actually taking away freedoms of the American people right here at home state, including the NDAA bill, which just passed. There was language in it that basically said that it would allow them to detain an American citizen on American soil indefinitely without due process or without trial. So what are your thoughts on that bill, and what are some things that you can tell the American people at home to do and stand up to fight for those freedoms here on their soil?
Well, I tell you what I will do is I'll research that, and you can watch it on WorldNet Daily, what I say about that, because these are things that bother me as well. And so the only way I can let it out is to write about it. And, you know, and it's amazing because my articles are almost #1 every week. And because we're hitting the issues that are going on in our country today that we need to confront and deal with, and that's one of them right there.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, right there. Yep.
So would you consider running as vice president with Ron Paul?
You know, you know, my skin was very tough, hardly tough enough for the film world. It is definitely not tough enough for the political world. Yeah, I have a better platform by expressing my views and writing about them than I would ever have by running for political office. And so we're really focused on the issues that are dealing with today, and our foundation. Our foundation takes most of our time. But yes, go ahead.
And I would like to thank you for everything that you do. My son is in the public school system, and what you have done for children is fantastic and phenomenal. Thank you.